show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Alright y'all, now this video here doesn't even need an introduction. Let me tell y'all right now, I don't know what's going on in the music industry or just in the world period, but every time you turn around, there's rat allegations, snitch allegations, rat K, snitch K, cooperative, nobody know who's telling on who, it's all type of allegations, literally every time you turn around. Now lately it's been Young Thug. Well, let's go back. Before Young Thug, we had Lil Zay Osama, we had Gunna, it's just too much to name, but let's just go with who's been notable and popular as of recent. Now Young Thug done had all these audios that's been released, and we don't know who's been leaking them, but common sense would tell us it came from the jail. For y'all that don't understand how that work is, it's not leaked, right? These audios haven't been leaked. I keep telling people, there's no way something like that could be leaked because it has to come straight from the jail itself. There's no, oh, this person hacked this. No, this came from the jail, and I still wonder why the jail isn't being investigated, but that's a whole nother story that we're going to get into when I get on Patreon, because I'm going to talk a little bit freely on there. So if you're not locked into the Patreon, please do so now. There's the link pinned in the comments and in the description if you can't find it. Now, let's get back to the boy Tay Savage. Now, it's kind of interesting that just yesterday we did a video covering Tay Savage, where he's been accused by a cameraman for basically armed robbery. Now, it all started when the cameraman pretty much said that Tay Savage lured him in to do a music video for him, where I guess he believed it was a trap, because we don't know whether his plan the whole time was allegedly to take the camera or not. But according to the cameraman, in which he would show DMs between him and Tay Savage, where Tay Savage actually hit him up and wanted to do a music video to be shot on Father's Day. Now, somewhere in between, I guess things got a little weird, because Tay Savage began telling him that he's on the wrong side of the building and saying that he don't know where he's at and he's making him look bad. Lo and behold, the cameraman says that that's when he seen guys approach him with a weapon, took his camera that was very expensive and all his equipment, totaling to about $7,000. They would escape through like a hole in the fence, get into a Jeep Trackhawk, and then they took off. And he says that he didn't want to go to the police because he doesn't really do that. However, that is how he provides for his family, so he at least wants to be reimbursed or the camera to be returned. Now, I told y'all in the last video that it's a scary time for these cameramen, because as y'all know before, Lil Zay Osama was accused of basically doing the same thing, as he would allegedly set the cameraman up to be robbed for whatever money and equipment that he has. Now, it's kind of crazy because we would think that cameramen are off limits. They're not gangsters, they're not drillers, they're not spinning blocks, none of that. They're just there to shoot your music video, and to be honest with you, they give you a platform to be seen amongst hundreds of thousands of people, because you, in return for using them, will get the opportunity for you to have exposure to their audience, no matter how big or small they are. Pause. That was crazy. Anyway, look how the universe works, because Tay Savage himself will respond to the allegations yesterday, saying that the internet is a crazy place, don't take it serious, and he's rat K. Now, I don't know why he wouldn't be taking it serious, because he is being accused of basically an armed robbery, and like I told y'all before, it's not just us that's watching this. It's the police, it's the feds, it's whoever. But at the end of the day, who's to say that this cameraman won't go to the police, because you done took basically his whole way of providing for not just himself, but his family. Who's to say he doesn't have a kid to feed? Who's to say he doesn't have rent, bills, right? Car notes, who knows what it is? But you took a cameraman's camera for whatever reason, allegedly. And if he did decide to go to law enforcement, he wouldn't be wrong, because he's not a gangster, he's not a street guy, he's not a YN, so those street codes don't apply to him. He's a simple civilian who's just trying to make money by shooting music videos and got his camera taken. But like I said before, it's funny how the life works, because now Tay Savage is now being accused of being a quote-unquote rat himself. Now, to be honest with y'all, where I come from, these rats and snitches and these words and labels that you give to people, you have to be 100% accurate before you do give out these titles, because just know that it comes with a lot. Back in the day, if you called somebody a rat, snitch, or invited them to your private part, just know that 9 times out of 10, when that person see you, you either looking to get beat up or unalived. It's simple as that. But these days they throw him around so loosely, but we're going to get into why he's being accused of quote unquote ratting. And I want y'all to tell me if y'all feel that he did or not. Now it starts with a case that he caught back in 2010 when he was 16 years old, where he was caught with ammunition and a firearm, and allegedly they're saying that he basically told where he got the firearm from. Now, along with those charges, he was hit with unlawful use of a weapon, aggravated vehicle, or concealed, and he was also hit with battery, followed by possession of ammunition and resisting or obstruction with an officer. Now, time for the black and white. According to the arrest report, it is a quote, "This is an on-view arrest by BT 4232A, and that AOS observed a blue Buick Regal with license plate 87-10042 traveling eastbound on 107th Street from Halstead, driving with no headlights. AO's current vehicle at above address. Vehicle was occupied by Kennedy, Nadrick, driver, Timberlake Dwayne, front seat passenger, and Williams John L, rear passenger behind driver. AO Mick Mahan, number 17102, asked driver for driver's license and insurance. Driver was unable to produce a valid driver license and was placed in custody. AO's asked all occupants to exit vehicle. After AO Mick Mahan was able to remove the driver and the rear driver's passenger, AO's Higgins number 11720 asked front seat passenger Dwayne Timberlake, arrestee, aka Tay Savage, to exit vehicle. As Dwayne Timberlake, arrestee, was exiting vehicle, he tried to flee from AO Higgins, number 11727. AO Higgins, number 11727, was able to grab hold of Dwayne Timberlake, at which time a loaded 40 Smith & Wesson, 1 live round in chamber, 4 magazine handgun fell from Dwayne Timberlake, arrestee, waist area. AO Mick Mahan quickly recovered the gun from the ground. As Dwayne Timberlake, arrestee, continued his attempt to defeat arrest, he swung his arm, striking AO Higgins, number 11727, in his right eye. AO Higgins, number 11272, then performed an emergency takedown, and AO Higgins 11727 and AO Mick Mahan 17102 placed arrestee in custody, and BT 2272 transported arrestee into 022 2nd District for processing. Dwayne Timberlake Mirandized at 022 2nd District at 1915 hours by P.O. Higgins 11727 in the presence of P.O. McMahon 17102. Post Miranda, now pay attention y'all, post Miranda, Dwayne Timberlake, arrestee, stated that the driver asked me, "How old are you?" 16, then handed me the gun, and after you blop the lights, I wasn't able to get the gun on my hip. That's why it went flying when I came out. ASA Ray notified at 2250 hours and approved charges at 2302 hours. Court date is 18 November 10th. Gun cleared not registered per gun desk McKnight, number 7531 at 2015 hours. Prisoner personnel property inventory under number 12175243 and 12175549. And the rest is numbers that don't really matter. But now let's point out a few things here, right? And we don't know how real this is, quote unquote, so we're just gonna go with everything being alleged. Now, mistake number 1. These guys was driving, it seems like they was about to go do a drill, but they was driving not only with the headlights off, but the driver didn't have license, insurance, registration, no nothing. Now, this is the easiest way, and this is why I always say these guys, not just Chicago, I'm talking about bad people in general. These guys are literally committing misdemeanors while in possession of felonies. For one, why would you be anywhere knowing you don't have a licensed driver but driving with your headlights off? Now, the only thing I could think of, like I said, is at the time, they was probably just about to go on a drill, but the cops spotted them and potentially saved somebody's life, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, but that's how life works. Now, let's highlight something right here that a lot of people get misconstrued and don't understand. Now, you see when people be like, oh, my name is not in no black and white, it's not in nobody's paperwork. Well, of course, because if you pay attention to where they said post Miranda, right? Before he was Mirandized, before he was read his rights or anything, he said, now this is alleged, that the driver is the one that gave him the firearm, right? So a lot of times these things don't go on record and we probably never know. However, this one is in the incident report, so everything was recorded, and now we got to see that this man said that allegedly the driver gave him the firearm. Now, with y'all hearing all that, here's what I want y'all to do. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think this is. Is it considered telling? Maybe it's not because he was young. But then again, a lot of these guys, these are the guys that was spending it. Y'all got to remember, these Chicago guys was every bit of 13, 14, 15, 16 when the drill culture was at its peak. So would the age really matter? Because he should have known better, especially if he got a firearm. My thing is, once you old enough to cross that street, you old enough to get hit. So once you in the streets, you supposed to know these laws, right? You don't go telling, you don't go saying where you got a firearm from. And like I always say, no matter what, they ask you. You never speak to police. Your only words and only rebuttals to them after they ask you any questions is, I wish to speak to my attorney. Nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing you can say to these guys once you're in their custody. A lot of people get that confused. You think just because they ask you questions or you offer information that's going to get you out of that jam? No. Their mind is 100% made up that once you're in them cuffs, you're going to jail. So it's nothing you can say or do, but guess what? Anything you do say or do will be held against you in the court of law. So that's pretty much it, man. Now, y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about this paperwork? Do y'all think it's real? Do you think it's fake? I don't know. It's a lot going on, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.